Is it a good idea to retire out of the military? To do 20 years and get out? Also, it depends on your personal goals. It all depends on your personal goals. If money is your motivation for retiring, then I wouldn't say go in. Like if money's your motivation for retirement, then no, it's not worth it. Honestly, it's not worth it because the people that say do 20 years, right? They retire and then they go get another job somewhere else. Then they work that job for 20 years and they retire. That's what they told me to do. They said, Joe, you can stay in the military 20 years. You're 30. Then you'll get out and be 38, and then you can go work a whole another job for another 20 years, and then you can live your life. What? Like no, bro. You can wait. Like I understand, like people that retire now because way back when, like 20, 30 years ago, content creation was a thing. You couldn't make money off the internet like you can now. You know, they didn't have all those opportunities that we have in this generation. So I understand why people like that are retiring outside now. But I say at least do 4 or 6 years. At least do 4 or 6 years. Use the military up. Use the military up for what you need it for your benefit. The military is already going to use you. Use them just like they're going to use you. But use them more. Make sure you're on the A side. Because they're going to use you up, but get yours in. But yeah, I say at least do 4 to 6 years. Is serving 20 years worth it in the military? In my opinion, in my personal opinion, the only good thing about doing 20 years is that you get a check for the rest of your life. You get some of your military benefits for the rest of your life. That's the only good thing about serving 20 years. Look, would I say do it long term? No, because look, they're gonna work you for those benefits. The military will work you and work. You're gonna work for those benefits. You're gonna work overtime. It's gonna cost you your mental health. It's gonna cost you your physical health. Your bones might be broken when you leave. You will not be the same as when you came in. Is the military worth it? Think about it. Just think about this. Let's take a look at your senior leadership. Think about your E7 and up. Think about your commander and up, or your major and up, your 04 and up. Think about them, right? Do they look good? Do they age well? Or are they missing hair? Are they got wrinkly skin? Are they miserable? Are they happy? This is stuff y'all gotta think about. People be like, we call leadership, they're like, oh man, they're old, they're crusty. You serve 20 years, you're going to get there. You'll get there.
Don't feel bad for using the military as a stepping stone. It is okay not wanting to do 20 years. That is perfectly fine. At the end of the day, this is your life and your career. You got to do what makes you happy, and you got to do what's best for you. Don't let nobody else dictate your life. However, many people do 20 years in the military, whether whatever branch it may be, but there's a lot of people who don't. Some is by choice and some is not by choice, you know? So, like I said in many of my videos, you have to look at your goals and your circumstances. And a lot of people are getting out of the military. Like, they're not wanting to do 20 years. A lot of people are doing 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, and they're getting out because it's what's best for them at the end of the day. It's your career and your life. You don't have to lose yourself in the military. And when I say lose yourself, meaning you find yourself stuck or feeling like this is something you have to do, to whether it's to please people, or doing something that you really don't enjoy anymore, or something that you never thought of it as a long-term thing, but you're forcing yourself to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to look like whatever people think about you. Forget what people think about you. You gotta focus on what you want, and that's all that matters. It's nothing wrong with doing 20 years in the military. Yeah, it's great benefits out of that. Like, doing 20 years in the military comes with a lot of perks, you know, but also you can still set yourself up very nicely and only do 4 years. Like, you don't have to do 20 plus years. That just depends on you and what your goals are and what you want to do in your life. And don't let nobody steer you otherwise, because you're going to find yourself miserable and unhappy, and life is just too short for that. I find that it's very true. A lot of people who've been in the military so long and they're actually young, but they're looking old and stressed out. Like, they're forcing themselves to stay in the military for a long period of time, but not really happy, you know? In life, you got to do what makes you happy. Like, the military can be very stressful, very, very stressful for many different reasons. Like, many different reasons, whether it's leadership stressing you out, whether it's just the job itself, whether it's being away from your family constantly, or just a lot of different things. Like, the military has a very high I can't say it on YouTube, but a very unaliving rate. You know what I'm saying? They have a high unaliving rate. Like, I never seen it so much until I joined the Army, actually. Like, it's crazy. It's scary and it's crazy, but the rate is so high. But yeah, don't feel like this, like, that's the thing to do. A lot of people feel like, oh, that's the thing to do. Like, don't get me wrong, if that's what you want to do, to each his own. Like, great on you. But if that's something that you don't want to do, then don't do it. Just make sure before you do get out that you set yourself up the right way. Yeah, this video is kind of short. I didn't really have much to say on this topic. I hope, you know, my advice helped you guys out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one.